The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Well, I'm Emma, and this is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm here with our old friend, less of the old, more like friend, who's been back 5 times now. This is your 5th time.
Is it the 5th time?
Not that I've been counting.
Wow.
5th time in 5 years. So that must mean you've pretty much been back every year.
Every year, yeah.
That's a pretty good record.
Thanks for having me 5 times.
Thank you for coming back 5 times.
Yay.
You also recently celebrated 10 years in the industry.
I did.
Which is amazing. And did you start when you were 5?
I started playing when I was 5.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, but I started like professional music at 13.
I was joking in the sense of you look so young now. Oh, like, you must have started when you were 5.
Oh, God, bless you. Thank you.
How do you think the industry's changed from now since then?
It's changed a lot. It's not what I thought. Well, it is what I thought, but it's different from when I started. Like, it's changed a lot. Like, when I first released, Spotify wasn't even a thing. Like,
that's mad.
Yeah, it wasn't even a thing. It was all about iTunes chart. And then, yeah.
Have you had to like adapt your way based on that? Or?
Yeah, you do. You have to kind of keep up with it, and like a lot of it, I don't agree with all of it, but you can't sit and humph about it. You have to do it. Like, so
yeah.
If you actually want to progress. So I moan about it, but then I do it anyway.
Do you think? I mean, there's a lot of talk about women in the music industry and how that's changed and how their roles have been more prominent. Do you think that's a thing over the last 10 years?
I think that's one of the positive things over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
There's definitely I feel like the gigging scene died with COVID. Like, it never quite came back, like the sort of the London circle at least. Like, that was such a thing, and I wish that it did come back because there was no really many girls doing that when I was doing it. It was mostly guys, and I think that there's so many female artists now. Like, it would just be cool if that was still a thing, but it's just not really. It just never quite came back.
Hopefully there's still time for it to come back. Would you, what's the thing that you're most proud of that you've achieved in the last 10 years? Sorry, big question.
It is a question. This year as a whole, can I just say the whole year? I've just had a really good year. Like, I've hit loads of goals this year, and I've worked with a lot of people that like were the reason I started. Like people I really idolised, like doing it professionally.
Like who? Give us an example.
The Vaccines. Like, I wrote with them this year, and it was a really big deal. And Fickle
yeah,
Friends,
huge.
they're my other favourite band. Like, it's
so huge,
big deal. It's good.
How did that come about, and how did we not know about this?
I think I just kind of messaged them on Instagram. You get to a point when I think like, if your Instagram's impressive enough, then people will actually like look at it. But obviously they wouldn't have worked with me had they listened to the music and they didn't like it. So there's that too. But yeah, like, I just messaged them. I was just like, do you want to write? And send them some songs, and they were like, yeah. So
that's so cool. And are you going to be releasing some of that stuff?
Yeah, one of them. I mean, or both of them. I haven't like. I know what I want to put out, but I haven't got any set plans beyond like January, and the next song is not one of those.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That's all right. There's still time.
There's still time.
And in terms of anything different, would you leave everything over the last 10 years the same, or is there anything that you would change?
Musically, I wouldn't change anything. I think like the music's progressed as I've progressed as a person. Like, I wouldn't change it. It's representative of where I was at the time, whether that's like in fashion, like branding, colours, like lyrics, music, like what I was listening to. Like, it's so me, like the whole time.
Yeah.
Other stuff, maybe there's a few things I would have changed. Maybe not changed. Maybe things I wish I figured out a bit earlier. But yeah, generally, like, it's always been upwards slowly. So
that's good.
As long as it's not going down, then it's all good.
Do you think when your music taste has changed, your music style has changed too as you've grown up?
Yeah, like, I've taken new influence from new stuff, and obviously, like, some artists, they find their sound and they stay true to that forever. But I am focused on like the mainstream stuff. I do want to get that mainstream stuff, so I do like take that into account and try and stay current sounding. Like, it's still the songs themselves when they're on guitar, they were always going to sound like me, but the production that I try and keep fresh and up to date so that it's still relevant and still would do well. Because
your style, I mean, as someone that's obviously followed you for the last 5 years and beyond, so that's half, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, your music style has completely changed, but then you've got this amazing way about changing it and then being able to revert back to it. So it's almost like, rather than changing your style and moving on upwards, you've sort of like changed your style, gone back to the left, then gone back to the right, and then kind of... So it just shows how diverse you are, I think.
Thank you.
Which I think is so great.
I hope that it's great. I feel like some people don't like that. They want you to be very set on one thing, and I get that. But I don't know, I just write... I write what I feel, innit? Like that's what I do this for. So.
It means you're like a chameleon because you can like change depending on your environment. I think that's great.
Thank you.
I'd love to have that asset. You perform New Wave on the CBBC show Saturday Mashup.
Yes.
Which is very cool. How was that experience?
That was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I've never done live TV, like national television.
Has it opened your mind to do more live TV?
Oh, I would love to do more of it. It's just there's not very much of that anymore. There's not really much live TV. Like
so sad.
Music television, like what is there? Like Jules Holland? Like that's not even live.
I think you should bring back Top of the Pops.
Oh, I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's so brilliant, and it really like it just threw me in at the deep end. Like, I'd never done that, and like suddenly I'm on the set, and they're like, right, you're on TV, like do this thing.
What other TV shows would you love to be on?
Like to perform on?
Anything, yeah.
Oh, I would love to do a Graham Norton one day. I like Graham Norton.
So you're sitting on that couch
with
Graham Norton and he's chatting away to you, and you know how you've got a couch with a really random selection of celebrities that you share the couch with. Who would be on that couch?
Oh, Taylor Swift. And probably like, I don't know, someone funny in English so I can vibe off them and bounce. Like, I need someone to keep the banters. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm trying to think who. I've had one blank.
Who's funny in English?
Funny in English. Someone like Martin Freeman.
Yeah, someone like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift, Martin Freeman. Great combination.
Perfect. I'd watch it.
Would you dabble in a little bit of presenting or not so much?
It's something I've loved every aspect of like the arts and everything.
Yeah.
But talking is the thing that I struggle with. Like talking in front of audiences. And I need to get over that. I know that. But I've got better. I've got a lot better.
Oh, you've 100%. Even like showing or based on what you were like when we first met versus now. Like, I don't know if we'll say, because we've met each other a lot, we've kind of become friends. Yeah. But also I think in terms of you and personality, like you've definitely become more comfortable.
Thank you. I think it's an age thing as much.
100%.
But also I think just like confidence in myself and what I say. Like, I'm very much like I won't do anything or say anything or play anything or sing it unless I think that it's right and good.
That's
and
such a good value.
It's like it's been negative in times because for a long time like I was too shy to say anything because I was like, what I'm saying is stupid, like no one cares. Like, and now that I'm quite sure of myself and sure of what I have to say, I'm like, okay,
it's fine. You can make up for lost time.
Yeah.
So you played Vape and Alcohol for us.
Yes.
What's that about? And don't say Vape and Alcohol.
I might as well say, because I've got, this is like the next single I've got is I didn't play it, but it's all about the same thing. All the stuff I've got coming out next year is about the same thing. It's the whole thing with the drummer and my ex-best friend and all that.
Okay.
And I actually don't mind telling everyone because, like, why else do I write songs? I write songs about things that happened. Like, so I'm going to talk about it.
We were having this conversation earlier. Like, I think, yes, it's sad that things happen.
Yeah.
But if you're a creative, that sad
100%.
thing like fuels your work so much.
I was actually saying earlier, like, I loads of people have told me, like, oh, why don't you just go and talk to her and sort it all out? And I'm like, because I'm still so emotional about this, and you don't understand. I'm writing so many songs about this, and they're all brilliant. Like, this is some of the best stuff I've ever done. So I'm just going to write it out until I don't care, and then I'll go and talk to her.
And then you're going to say, thank you very much. I wrote loads of songs.
Thank you for giving me so much material.
Write a book to understand it. 3 summers gone taken for granted. I thought I knew you so wrong. Never predicted the song. Seen you in action from the same side. I knew you were capable but still blind. Why am I surprised here at all? My mom called it years ago, it's destined to fall. So you think you're better off instead. I question how you ever fooled me. Can I thinking something in your head to swallow the respect to give, please? So don't make me waste a call. It's better to be careful than to trust at all. 'Cause I'm left standing small, and a point in time stays left behind. And you think I wouldn't mind? You think I don't mind? You knew my tattoo started fading. Wonder what that's insinuating. My biggest investment of all was in you and making you comfortable. Never want to finish what you started. Saturate everything in envy, and it's starting to own you again. You made me look like the fool, treating my circle and work like a school. Cause you think you're better off instead. I question how you ever fooled me. You want me waiting in the wings for my cue to be told what to do, but oh please, so don't make me waste a call. It's better to be careful than to trust at all. Cause I'm the standing small, and a point in time that stays left behind. And you think I wouldn't mind, you think I don't mind. So please don't act confused, you know what you're doing, trust me. When you've got nothing to prove, you win some and lose, it's ugly. The meaning of us is old news, a middle child's muse is so me. Oh, cause you're empty, and that's plenty. So don't make me waste a call, no, yeah. Cause it's better not to trust at all. You're just vapid alcohol, so don't make me waste a call. It's better to be careful than to love at all. Cause there's no guarantor, and a point in time that stays left behind. And I'll say goodbye, cause I gave you a life, and you think I wouldn't mind. You wish I wouldn't mind. No, vapid alcohol. Oh.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
A few months ago, you released your second EP
Yes.
called Milk.
Milk.
Why milk?
It's my favourite drink.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
Amazing. So that's why you chose to call it Milk?
Yeah, milk. For that reason, also it's a lyric in one of the songs,
Okay.
and also I think it's cool, and also
Yeah, I think it's great.
Thank you. I think because the theme of the whole EP was like growing up, and I think milk is like milk.
I also think it could be a label for a fashion brand.
Yeah,
I think you could take it one step further.
I should. That's
Yeah.
where I'll go next. Done 10 years in music. Now we do fashion brand.
Do you have a favourite track from the EP?
It changes all the time.
Okay. Is it kind of like
Yeah.
having favourite children?
Probably. I've always there's always been a favourite. They've all been a favourite at some point. At the moment, it's Good Girl Behaviour.
Okay.
And actually, I did that interview that I did yesterday, and he said that his was Good Girl Behaviour, and I was like,
Ooh.
wow, you're the first person that said that, because everyone said all the others, but no one said that one. And I like that one, so I feel confident about that one today. That's my new favourite for the week.
I noticed when I was listening to the EP, which is something that I really like it when an EP does this, is it shows you a range, like, yeah, the songs work individually, but also it almost works like a storyboard. So you can listen to the first track, get to the end of the last track, and you feel like you've understood like the full
That means a lot.
the full
Thank
circle,
you.
and I think that's really cool. Was that the intention?
Yeah, like the order was something like important, and it came so quick. Like I think the only two that like may have swapped a couple of times were like track 3 and 4, like
Okay.
Good Girl Behaviour and Outgrow, because they're kind of similar vibe.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
I knew that New Wave would open it. I knew that Heaven would end it, and I
Yeah.
knew that like Two Sparks is the ballad. Normally people put ballads at the end. I was like, no, it shouldn't be at the end, because Heaven needs to be at the end. And I think that one comes off nice off the big pop one. Like I knew the order pretty soon on, I think.
I think it's so great that you can have that intention and then create it and be like, I did it. Look how cool.
Yeah, it's a special thing. It's very special to be able to do that. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the track that you've got out with Kryder
Yes.
called Rapture,
Yeah.
which is a cover. How
It
did
is
that
a
come
Rapture.
about?
He'd actually made the track, and he was like, I want to do a cover of the song. He was like, this is the reason I started doing DJing. And I was
Really?
like, yeah. And he
That's
was
cool.
like, I wanted to ask you first, like, do you want to do the vocal? And I was like, yeah. So that's literally how it came about, because he'd remixed a track I did with another artist.
Okay.
I did a track called Afterglow with an artist called Grant.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and he remixed that, and that's how he knew who I was. So yeah, and hopefully we're gonna do some more. I think probably.
That leads really nicely to my next question, because I wanted to ask. Earlier we were talking about slight change in style and then being able to revert back. With that track, I'm not sure if it's the remix that kind of exacerbates it, but you can it really highlights your change in style. Do you like that? Are you going to be going more down the dancey route?
It's not like my kind of music at all.
Okay.
I like writing the top lines because I write them like songs that I would write for my own project,
right.
and then they put them on dance stuff, and it's interesting.
Okay, cool.
I like it, and they're not. I don't sort of try and write dance tracks. I write lyrics I would sing, and I write melodies that I would sing, and that's something I've been very precious of. I know a lot of people that do dance stuff on the side, and they've got their artist thing, which is very deep and emotional, and then they write dance stuff, and it's just about let's have a good time, and it's that's not what you're feeling. You're trying to write a dance song, which is fine, but not for me. It needs to all be me, so that I can it can be part of the project, not be a side thing. I really like doing it. It's fun, but it's obviously not the main focus. But I do really like it. Yeah, I will always do it if stuff comes up.
So if the right thing came along, you would?
Yeah, always. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Let's talk about Heaven.
Cool.
What's that about?
That is about growing up. I wrote it in COVID year.
Yeah.
I think that was the first year of my life where I didn't have 8 gigs a week or whatever. Since
was
I
that
was 13.
weird? Having
it was
that change
weird.
in transition.
I questioned my whole purpose and everything. I was who am I? Without music and stuff.
So
and obviously
hard.
we didn't know when stuff was coming back. And obviously you knew it would, but you didn't know when. So
Yeah,
I was until I know it's not coming back. I just didn't know who I was, didn't know what I was doing. I just felt I questioned everything, and I learned a lot about myself that year. It was really good progression for me, in the business side of music, because I focus on the business and less in-person stuff.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot there. I built a lot of relationships, did a lot of meetings on Zoom and stuff, and signed a lot of the stuff that I've got now. And then I wrote songs about growing up because I feel I could just grow up that year. I just think I grew up, but I feel like I've grown up more since. So
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you did an interview post-COVID,
Right.
and so which I wasn't part of, but obviously those questions were very much asked. But there was just one more I wanted to touch on about that period of time, and that is, I think for a lot of people that period of time has helped you grow onwards.
Yeah.
Has that done that for you?
Yeah.
That struggle.
Yeah, it was. I think good came out of it. A lot of good came out of it. Obviously, it wasn't a good time, but I think that gives you perspective. I really realised what was actually important. I didn't really make much time for anything other than music for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it made me prioritise friends and family and realise actually we're just here for that, really, aren't we? For other people and being happy and having a nice time, and I
so
just
it's kind of
less.
changed you as a person.
Yeah, it did. I stress less now. I still stress all the time, but
Don't we all?
in a different way. I'm less I always used to catastrophize everything. If something went wrong, I'd be everything's over, I quit, I'm off. And now I don't do that.
That's good though.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Let's also talk about your video.
Yay.
Because that's amazing.
Thank you.
What is it that makes you say, I'm going to release this track and I'm also going to do a video?
I try and
do it for all of them?
I try and do a video for all the singles.
Okay.
I think if you're going to promote something as a single, you need to offer something for them
Yeah.
to watch as well. It just makes it better. And if it's it's meant to tell the story of the song, and often I feel my lyrics they're not too indirect, but they can be a bit abstract sometimes. And I think if you just got a video to accompany it, it just helps you understand what I'm actually on about. So yeah, I think it's important for sure.
And when you wrote the song, was it you wrote the song and then you're I'm going to make a video and this is what it's going to be like? Or was it very much a kind of a thing that you thought about as you were making it?
Yeah, so that one took initially when I did the song, I was it's going to have a video because I wanted to do it as a single.
Yeah.
But I was going to do a whole video in a studio and stuff. And then the artwork came about, obviously, with the pictures of me as a kid and stuff. And then I kind of just had the whole idea. I was why didn't that be the video then? Videos of me as a kid. And yeah, I'm happy I did it. I'm actually sometimes I come up with things and I'm I'm glad I came up with that, because I don't it's not the usual thing I'd come up with. I don't know where it came from, but I'm happy I did because it's special, and I think people have really liked it. I hoped it wouldn't be boring and people just watching me walk around as a child, but I think it's good.
I think it's super cool.
Thank you.
Since you've been gone, our friends have liked me more. They call me every day. Since you've been gone, I plan what I want and not watch my words or what to say. It's sweeter, it's cleaner, There's no more fickle plans now. I feel that I'm free, but you wouldn't understand, 'cause everything's been happening. But you're not here with me for the first time since I've been cracking on with being who I think I'd like. But if you can't make it happen, and if that brings you down, remember winning is a habit. So don't act like you've outgrown me now. Since you've been gone, I feel I'm weird. It's like you've died. And I thought you liked before you were gone. I thought you rated me, my life, and what I provide. It's realer, I'm weaker without my right hand man. And I noticed you peter out on your own damn plans, 'cause everything's been happening, but you're not here with me for the first time since I've been cracking on with being who I think I'd like. But if you can't make it happen, and if that brings you down, remember winning is a habit. So don't act like you've outgrown me now. But when it's late and I've not laughed in hours, my room is quiet, I picture that first year. It's all I have now as I break down any questions about your fears. And oh, you'll never learn, you're just a girl in a woman's world, 'cause everything's been happening, but you're not here with me for the first time since I've been cracking on with being who I think I'd like. But if you can't make it happen, and if that brings you down, remember winning is a habit. So don't act like you've outgrown me now. And don't act like, don't act like, don't act like, don't act like.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
You played some awesome festivals this year.
Yes.
Hyde Park
Hyde Park.
and Reading.
And Reading.
What festival haven't you done that you would love to do if anyone's listening?
I would love to play Truck, or I would love to play Barn on the Farm.
Oh,
I think,
I forgot about Truck.
Yeah, one of those. Truck because it's called, Barn on the Farm because it's like songwriter one, isn't it? For songwriters.
Okay. Well, if anyone from either of those worlds are listening, you know where we are.
Yeah.
Do you still get nervous performing live? We kind of hit briefly on this before we come on air.
I get nervous of the event. Like, if it's a headline, I get so nervous of just the day. Like, it needs to go to plan. And actually, I can only relax when I'm stood on stage and, like, every instrument's making a noise. And I'm like, okay, nothing's gone wrong. It's all good. We can start. Like, that's when I can chill. I don't get nervous to, like, perform singing in front of people. I'm very excited to do it, actually. I really enjoy it. But I get nervous for, like, the event themselves rather than the actual performance. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. We also spoke briefly about you performing solo and you also performing with a band. Obviously, it depends on the show, depends on the venue. Are the people in your band the people that have always been in your band?
Oh, this is the whole thing. No.
Okay.
Joey, guitarist, is longest standing member currently.
Yeah.
Had a drummer, had a whole thing this year.
Yeah.
Lost the drummer.
Oh, okay.
That was a 10-year thing.
Oh.
And now, same thing with the bassist a couple of years ago. Lost the bassist.
Okay.
Got a new one. Both of them were a whole thing. But
so
it's
we're looking for drummer and bassist?
No, I've got them now.
Okay, good.
I've got great ones. I was
going to put a play out.
No, it's so good. I got the drummer of my favourite band is my drummer now.
Amazing.
So that's really amazing. And our bassist is so lovely. So it's good now.
So sometimes these things happen for a reason.
I think 100%. It's definitely like, at the time, it's like, what the hell? Like, this is so catastrophic. Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, but no, they both turned out much better. And I'm really happy. Yeah.
Onwards. What's the best gig you've ever been to?
Everything at Ali Pali.
Oh,
it was a while ago, but it was when he was there. Because like he's getting older now and he's losing the voice. But I know that's what happens. Like I don't
that
judge.
Makes me sad.
I know it, but it's just what happens. It's going to happen to me. It happens. Like, but he was probably, and I think he's one of the like best male vocalists like
his voice is
of
insane.
the UK like ever, like insane. And the stuff they write is so difficult to sing. Like I can't even sing like any of it, and I'm a girl. Like how does he sing up there? Like and I remember Ali Pali, like his voice. They were absolutely in their prime. Like his voice was unreal, and I remember being like, wow, I'll never be that good. Like that's amazing. It's definitely that.
No, they're amazing. We drove to Portsmouth, I think, to see them.
Did you?
Yeah, just on a whim, just for fun.
Nice.
Because we could.
Yeah.
Everything are great. If you could do a dream collab, I think I know what the answer's going to be, but I'm going to ask a question anyway. Who would it be with?
Did you think it was going to be Taylor Swift?
Funny that you should say that.
I definitely Taylor. I think most girls at my age doing music would probably say Taylor Swift. I think she's kind of like the whole wave of girls that play guitar and do what I do, indie pop and pop, like of my age group. It's because of Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. Like, it just is. That's why we did this.
She's obviously gotten she went from quite country into being a little bit more indie to being a bit pop. Do you have like a favourite era of hers?
I think I'm always precious about like the Fearless era because that's what got me into everything and playing guitar, and like I learned guitar because of that. So I'm always precious over that. I love country pop. I'm still really into country pop, but then there's not such a mainstream market for country pop in the UK, so then I'm like, okay, well, I can't just do that. So my second favourite thing is indie pop, and that's what she does. So there you go, I like both eras. I like 1989 and Fearless, that's my two.
Okay. Do you have any advice for a young person that's starting out?
I guess now I would say get on TikTok. Yeah, like you have to. I think be true to yourself. Like, don't try and write for trends, even though that is kind of what is the thing. Like, that, like, I think attitudes will change on that. Like at the moment, everything, like one song goes viral and then the label's like, here you go, £1 million, and then they realise that they have no other songs and they've never played live before, and like they're not really nice or really actually passionate about music at all. They're not getting up their entire life for this thing like most of us have. So I think if you're trying to do it, I understand the whole like trend society, like the whole like, what is it, like algorithmic society and like the way that everything is, but I think if you actually want to do this, then be an artist as you would have done anyway without this, and then translate that into the way that things are, rather than just trying to chase like going viral content. Like be an actual, like write your songs from the heart, like do the music you want to do, and then it will happen that way.
It's about substance. Yeah
Quality over quantity. For sure.
Wise words.
Thanks.
So you've got a massive headline show coming up. Massive. So excited. I'm going to try and get down to that as well.
Yay.
It's in March.
It is.
And where is it?
It's at Amira, London Bridge.
Exciting.
Yay.
And why a headline show? Why now?
I think I try and do one every year, every sort of year and a half.
Okay.
It's for the industry as much as it is for the fans at this point. Like, this is a showcase of where I'm at. This is essentially meant to be me at my absolute best and the peak of everything, and it's very important. Like, it's a very important, stressful thing.
And give us a little bit of behind the scenes goss. Like, what's it like rehearsal-wise in the run-up to a show like this?
It's stress, man. Like, most of these songs that we're doing, like songs we've never played before live. Like, it's the whole EP. I've never done that before live. So we've got to learn all those. And like picking the songs is always a thing. I've swapped them around like 100 times. It's fun. I enjoy it. Like, I've got good musicians, so it's not like a stress about musicians, because I know that like they've never turned up and not known what they're doing, and I trust them because they're so talented. But it's more just like putting the show together rather than learning the songs, because I trust them.
Do you have an idea in your head of what the show is going to look and sound like?
I have a set list now, but I may swap a couple in and out just because I've kind of changed my plans of what I'm releasing and stuff. So those need to come in and stuff, and some stuff might come out. Okay. But yeah, generally I think I know what it's going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excited. And what else have you got planned that you can tell us about for next year?
I'm playing South by Southwest in March.
Oh wow!
So I'm going out of the country for music.
That's really cool. Is that first time?
First time in America. Yes.
Amazing.
It's a big deal.
You're gonna smash it.
Another big stress coming up, but
no, it's gonna be so great.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. It'll be very special. It's a big thing for me. Like, I always said, like, the first time I go to America, it will be because of music. Yeah. And, like, loads of people are like, do you want to go? Like, I'm like, nope, has to be for music the first time. Like, and so it is. And then after that, I can go for fun.
So, have you planned a whole trip around South by Southwest, or are you just coming home?
I think, I don't know what day I'm playing yet.
Okay.
I know when the period is, so I kind of reserved an Airbnb. I haven't booked anything else yet. When I get my actual date for performance, I'll probably plan. But the way that the visa works, I think, is if, like, there's an, what's the word? Like, there's a pardon on the visa as long as you only play South by Southwest. Okay. So I can't do anything else musical while I'm there.
Okay, but you can go and have a great holiday.
Have lots of food, yeah, which is the other plan. So
amazing. Well, really excited to hear how that goes, and hopefully we're going to try and get to that gig in March.
That'd be lovely.
The America, which would be great. For people that have been living under a rock over the last 10 years and don't know anything about you, let us know where people can find you and how they can check you out online.
Things. I'm Natalie Shay, or Natalie Shay Music on everything. Shay is spelled Shay. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Damn straight, yes I did, but I wouldn't take it from anybody else. Your milk teeth never cleared, so you're quite mistaken if you think I'm weird. But my lipstick, as I don't make a sound. My mind won't mind if you're too proud. It's just my head's ready to get ready to go. So don't tell me I don't know what I know. Guaranteed everyone loves a show, but when it's buried below, it's so much better when you know I'm the one, the first faker. Good, the good girl behavior. Know that I wouldn't fail you with my good girl behavior. They'll never forget you, but I know that I meant to. Would 17 couldn't save you. Crave that good girl behavior. So color me in red. We're not kids, but it feels like we are again. So you think that it doesn't show? A dream lover never got what she owed. My lipstick, as I don't make a sound. My mind won't mind if you're too proud. It's just my head's ready to get ready to go. So don't tell me I don't know what I know. Guaranteed everyone loves a show, but when it's buried below, it's so much better when you know I'm the one, the first faker. Good, the good girl behavior. Know that I wouldn't fail you with my good girl behavior. They'll never forget you, but I know that I meant to. What? 17 couldn't save you. Crave that good girl behavior. I'm the one. I'm the one. Once again, I tell you with friends, thinking you spend leads to my bed. 'Cause I do what I want and I don't need a sedative. Nobody's party, my good girl behavior. New flash money, you get what you never did. You'll never own me, my good girl behavior. Make you dream, then you dime me, then pay like you did before. Don't need a car, got my good girl behavior.